A lot of people in the modern time, he is not even know how to using notebook. I mean the physical notebook, like to really run the date, and they are using digital with the thought that it is much more efficient. Actually, that you must see what kind of thing we are talking about. If you say like some of the thing like planning to sorting out your thought or want to explore some idea or expand on it, it is nothing come close to a notebook that you can scratch it, you can write the way as you want it in any way you want. And of course, another very crucial thing is about the to-do list. So yes, it is very handy nowadays in a digital app just to put in and then to check it out, then this disappear. But if you in the work that you want to see and document like what have been done so far, and then to flip among those pictures to see why certain tasks you are keep postpone and whatever, that is again, it is a physical notebook that make the count. It is handy. You no need to have a very beautiful, very expensive notebook, because in the end you are running page by page for any day. So basically you can see it's some consumable item, but at the same time you can see back from your notebook in the past. It basically help you to know yourself whether that you are running an effective date, or your date you flip back into the past, are you really productive or not. You can actually see it from your notebook, right? What you write basically reflect who you are. So I was using this section to quickly show you how certain very easier way for us to run a day. Okay, this is a blank notebook. It's about 120 pages around that. This is a very classic liner. Some people prefer blank one. Some people like dot one, some like the square one. Actually, whatever the mean, it doesn't matter. What matters is that you really using it in the consistent and lasting manner. That is what really count for that. So like this, okay, if you ask me what we write each day, for me, one day for one page is possible. Like this kind of thing, for my side, I would like to do cut. One cut here, the T, the reverse T. Then here I make another cut. Here I was writing for the date, the timeline, the time, like 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. and then the night or whatever. Because anyway, I'm using this for document only the date for my work only. And then on this side, I will basically using to do for the to do. I mean what I plan to do, or something come into the date that I need to do. And then below here, basically why I want to reserve some place here is because I want to write some thought of something I found that important for me to remember in the future day. This way is already is enough for you to run the day. I yet to talk about how we write our goal, all those thinking, but with this way, it can very easy for you to know page after page how it will look like. I purposely intend to using a brand new one to show you how this thing is done. But you can see from this screen, is a quick way for me to show you the classic reverse T, because the T we reverse it, so it's a reverse T. So how many space you reserve it usually depend on how much thing you write, but for me usually is about 1/3 is more than enough, because this thing we won't write so many, right? Cut it short for what is the important thing. Important thing is from the thing that is a fixed appointment, we will put in here Yes, even nowadays we have the digital at Canada, all those thinking, but by by using your hand to writing down your date, it will make you easy to remember and then to rethink about your commitment, actually what the fixed appointment and what you actually doing here. This is also will become your time log. This is something you plan to do or something you plan to do but it's not managed to be getting done here. So if here usually I was using the thought is for each of the to do is done already, we just make the clause. Some people like to do the strike. Actually, for me, it's just a style of a preference because for me, the small clause is much more efficient. Or I put in like this to be so-called the thing is rescheduled into the future date. Let's say in the next date, I will be carrying over and so on. If for the specific time is no more needed, then usually I like to be strike instead, right? So the thing done, I just close it, or strike I mean is cancel. For example, right? It is about your style that is important is that later on, no saying much, it's just to say after a month you review back, you can still get a very clear sign what is the thing about. Certain thing need to do, you know your plan to do, so you can be using here to write and put in something here. Because this list usually, the day is dynamic. Is sometimes we have a lot of things keep coming. I just keep appended from here, and then I move on. I'll show you how we write it for, let's say, using a date. Like you can see from the screen, this is what you need to do each day, a quickie to mapping down what is the today you plan to run it as some of the tasks. The thing is to write it down, don't put it into your brain and so on. Especially sometimes certain thing with a deadline, then you got to plan to put in here, right? For example, I put in here today, I know I have a 2 appointment today. One is 10 to 11, they have someone come for interview, for example, right? The time is set. So I just reserve the time for that. And 4 to 5, I have one web meeting. Let's say here is the KPMG culture that we proposed earlier. Usually I will put in here, yes, sometimes the thing will be moved, then or cancel or whatever, so I will moving and so on. And then here I will quickly put a dot, right? So it's a to-do actually. Then it planning like a publishing office job, right? Request for quote from client or partner or escape on the end case, and then for the partner agreement go to for the other one on Germany. Start training like day before. I mean yesterday I talked about today spend some time to go to with the staff to know how to write some posts into our portal. MCMC, they have an RFQ for the Nexus for 3 years. I in the design how to go about it. And then we have office care for itemized without code, right? So this is how writing down. So you may not be necessarily each day you will be have a full. Sometimes some brand of it you may be review it after a week to figure out how can you more productive use of your time and so on. This kind of thing that you can be flip. It is something digital cannot do at this moment. And then this thing after you're done already, you have one book of really your work report or something you can reflect back into the future. So this is why we do this way. Of course, some people like to polish the thing with some masking tape, scratching, coloring something, all those things. Actually, it's just fine. As far as concerned, we won't spend too much time on that. Like for me, this is a very classic way we're using it as a planner and run our day this way. You will be always in focus because whatever thing I write in, I commit my time, right? Or it's really necessary, I will changing the thing and so on. This is a classic way to run the day and time while we working. We continue the how to use the day runner. This is a classic reverse T is a typically the day runner format. Just a quick recap. Time to do ideas, right? So this way, after you're running a day, you will have certain things have been here. It is okay, like something like this record form. It is just a everyday page. It helps us to capture out like what is the appointment. Like that this appointment had moved to 5:30. It just make the cross like this. You see this clause, it basically means that the task is already done. So done. Of course, you same within the day they can't find the time to do other thing. That so is not they will handle. So and then some idea or something that happening. I try to explain some idea in a short and quick way that want to remember. So this is how we do. Then we're moving to the second day. Then again, what we do today, first think about what is the important to do. Then some of the tasks that may need to carry forward. Then you carry forward. If something here due to changing on the circumstances, no more needed, you close that thing on the date instead. So try to run it. Your superior will be checking your day runner record to find out actually how you using this notebook to managing the time and resources instead, and how you keep track of the task and assignment. So even you see as simple as just the reverse T, as far as concerned, we consistently using it, so we will able to actually use it as a very powerful tool to sharpen our time management skill. At the same time, it makes us focusing on the task in hand. So usually after this thing I run for a week, then I will quickly review for the past 7 day or 5 day work week, right? To see what lesson I learned, right? We have few ways to do it. If we say we are practicing single book, like single book, or you have few book. So usually for those weekly review or learning lesson or something I want to expand further, one way to do is the reverse. You can using the last page here to do all those things. So he will be moving backward from here, so he won't impact from your front day runner running. So in this way, you have these two in one. Don't use something in middle, just start from here and the last. So especially sometimes we want to capture something moving into the future date, time and assignment, so we can using this page to be used for the tracking purpose. So this conclude this unit of the learning, how we using this day runner for your time management. The rest is basically is your practicing to put it in life and make it work. So I mean that flip over to the last pen and we start using here, then move backward to tracking for what I call, like for me, I like to do as the master task list MDL. That's something I may need take longer time than just execute, right? So I will put in here. At least I have my idea. Important thing I put it into one page. I can review day to day. We continue on the day runner, right? So after you run the day like this every day, you continue to doing it, and then each day morning you will just plan what you want to do and putting in the idea. Some is done, some you will need to carry forward into a future date. Plan it realistically, especially when the time you see certain tasks that you already repeat and repeat, keep carry forward. That means that you are not really able to do it. So for me, usually is weekly, so about 5 work week. Then usually I will create a page to review for insight, just writing like what can I learn from the past day run the periods as a whole, any idea improvement, and viewing the page. Then you continue for the fresh start for another week or 2 week calendar here. So this is good exercise to help you to sharpen your mind Like some of the thing here that you put in master task, I can carry forward here is certain thing they have no date, but you know is important, but in short term you cannot get it done, right? So putting into the master task list. Usually for me, the note I will write in the reverse. So I will start from backward now, so that I will continue to doing. Why still practicing the note taking and making it? Because this is the only way we can be active, learn by listening with the purpose. Right? What is our objective? What is the thing talking about? Summarizing in your own word for the thing, so we can review it and so on. If you say that it's just to copy the entire content, you no need to copy. You're doing digital, just decrypting the link. It will do. The purpose for us to doing the note, they have only one purpose, is to learn something in a serious way that you can feed in back in future. You know that you have been done that.